All right, we got HIVEMIND Unlimited, bro. 2010's rap Mount Rushmore, bro. Green wall, yet again. I guess this is officially for the Unlimited channel at this point. Which I like, man. Not gonna lie.
2010's rap. Who's your Mount Rushmore?
Welcome back to HIVEMIND Unlimited.
Let's see.
You know Mount Rushmore. It's that mountain with the buildings on it or whatever.
They're the white guys.
4 guys. 4 people go on Mount Rushmore. And so when we're talking about Mount Rushmore, we can only pick 4 rappers from the 2010s. We're evaluating them based on influence, impact, commercial success, catalog, critical reception, and honestly, just how much we like them.
Overall looks.
Nah, we're not gonna be doing looks.
Yeah, no.
It's not gonna play as much of a factor.
For me,
definitely not.
But let us know your Mount Rushmore 2010s rap in the comments before we get this.
Oh man, before we even get started, bro. All right, look, off top, I'm not gonna think too hard. I'm gonna say 2010s. I'm gonna go Drake. I'm gonna go Young Thug. I'm gonna go Chief Keef. I'm stuck between Young Lean and Future. I gotta go Future. There we go.
Started. We're just gonna go through them candidate by candidate. We've made up a little bit of a slideshow.
Okay.
Going through each of the people we're considering for
Freestyle.
2010's Mount Rushmore, and at the end, we will share each of ours. Mine, Riley's,
and mine.
Graydon's.
Mine.
Let's get started with the big dog.
Yeah. First candidate,
The Sixth God.
Drake.
This is a picture of Drake.
It is.
What's on the
Sure
screen?
is.
Drake's 36 and he's from Toronto.
37 now.
Toronto game.
Kind of crazy, bro. You getting up there?
Everything, but
Pushing
we got
40.
This visual aid for you guys. Albums released 2010 through 2019. Thank You Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. If you're reading this, it's too late. Views, More Life, Scorpion, and Care Package.
I mean, one of the more prolific artists of this
real.
Yeah, but no, people debate whether he has a classic album. I would say Nothing Was the Same, and if you're reading this, it's too late. He also has the one with Future.
Yeah.
That people consider a classic.
Which, to be honest, the 2015 release, those are mixtapes. I ain't gonna lie. Those are mixtapes. But, I feel like they're good enough to be, for this purpose, to be referenced as albums, but they are definitely mixtapes. This is a regular mixtape and it's a collab mixtape. But we don't need to get into the nuances of all the, what does that even mean anymore? You know what? What's a mixtape, bro? No one's putting anything on cassette now.
One of my favorites, but pretty undeniable catalog.
These are some of Drake's biggest hits from the decade. One Dance with over 2.8 billion streams. It's certified diamond, and Hotline Bling that has 1.2 billion plus
Kind of crazy.
and is also certified diamond.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 diamond records.
Wow.
Actually insane.
Diamonds.
Yeah, 2 diamonds.
2 diamonds dancing.
That's like you get married twice.
I had 10
Low key.
diamonds in my first wedding ring.
Really?
Married
Wow.
a rich woman.
Nice.
It's funny.
I'm trying to do that, bro. If y'all know any hot moms over 36 with a lot of money, bro, point me in that direction, please, bro. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Diamonds. Usually you just get gold.
They don't even gotta be moms, right? It's gotta be over 36. I ain't gonna lie. To be honest, preference if they're not moms, but shout out to moms though. But if they're 36 or older and they make if they in a decent tax bracket and they're looking for a nice young man, come on, bro. Point me in that direction, bro. Trust.
Proposed to me. It was a
Trust, bro.
awkward scenario.
Beautiful, man.
I loved it personally.
That's nice.
You still banging any of these tracks?
Oh, sorry. Thought you were headed somewhere else with that. I haven't seen her in years, but obviously, Hotline Bling. I know.
To be honest, I'm not playing either of these right now. I haven't played either of these since Views came out, which is kind of crazy that his most played songs are on Views. That's wild to me, but it'd be like that, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I haven't really been playing any of those since 2016. I feel like they haven't aged well at all. But that's just my opinion. And maybe that's because of how popular they are. If they were a little bit more low key, like Western Road Flows, then maybe I would appreciate them a little bit more. But I'm not playing those, bro. I'm not. I'm just not.
All right. Notable features. I'm on one. DJ Khaled, Work with Rihanna, and Sicko Mode.
I mean, come
Fair.
on. Play these 3 songs in a row?
Come on. And he's got a bunch of
I'm playing those for sure.
All right. We'll get to our next candidate, which is Kendrick Lamar. Also
Okay.
26, same age as Drake.
Born in the
Nice.
same hospital.
I don't think that's true.
Doubt it.
He's from Compton, California. And he released a few albums.
Yes.
Overly Dedicated, OD. Section 80, Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn.
Wow.
Some bangers, bro.
Definitely has classics. I would
Absolutely.
say at least 2 of those are classics to most people.
Section 80 and Good Kid, Mad City. Classics.
Yes. Biggest hits of the decade. We got Humble with 1.9 billion plus streams. 7 times
Deserved.
and it was a Grammy winner for rap.
That's another song that I'm really not playing like that. Mostly because I played it too much, not even because of how popular it is. Like, I just genuinely overplayed that song.
Rap performance and music video.
Money Trees, however,
Trees
not getting old.
1.1
Love that song.
plus streams and is 1 times platinum, which seems odd. It's only
It
1
is
times
odd.
platinum. It's got billion streams.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kind of weird.
I don't know how they count streams. I don't know what Spotify's doing.
Yeah.
I try not to concern myself with that. I like to just dive into a good book.
Yeah, it's not about
Real.
the accolades to
I
me.
like to bury my nose in a good book with a cup of coffee.
Bury my nose in a bag.
Some very notable features from Kendrick. We got Control with Big Sean, No More Parties in LA with and Sidewalks with The Weeknd.
Yeah, I mean, the Control verse here is just one that set the tone.
Yep.
I really thought he was going to call me out in that verse. I was a little bummed out. He called out Tyler and Mac Miller and Big Crit and Wale, J. Cole,
Rocky.
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't know. It's weird.
It's not surprising to me, but
In 2013, I mean, anything could have happened. You know what I mean? I was a little nervous, honestly. I thought I was going to respond.
we were a freshman
man.
in college,
Yeah.
not making music.
Yeah, I know, but exactly, you could understand my nerves. There. It would be a lot to deal with as a freshman.
Nah, true though. You wouldn't have the words to be able to respond in freshman year. Maybe by sophomore year you could come back with like a decent verse, but freshman year I don't know if he would have been prepared for that. So I understand the fear there.
Senior like
I do.
Kendrick.
Yeah.
Oh, he also did the Black Panther soundtrack,
Correct.
Absolutely.
and that was big. Didn't he?
It was
win
great.
the Nobel Peace Prize too.
Pulitzer.
Yeah.
Yep.
I always mix those up, bro. I thought it was a Nobel Prize too, but it was a Pulitzer. Close enough though.
Yep. I really thought I was gonna win that. That year, yeah, specifically that year, I thought I had a chance, but
As the kids are calling it, Riley, you're a little Delulu.
Delulu is the Salulu
that
though.
word goes right in there with pupper and doggo.
Oh,
and all
yeah,
that.
it's awesome.
It's like the
It's great.
It's
That's
one
great.
of those awesome words.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
yeah. It's
My
one-
hubby acting Delulu when the dog go get loose.
Yeah, no.
I love
That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
All right,
Yo.
next we got Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is 40 years old from Trinidad.
Yeah. I like to call her Tricky Nicki Minaj.
Tricky.
Yeah. The albums she released in the decade are Pink Friday.
Honestly, bro, get that last one out of here. I'm sorry. If that last one wasn't in here, oh man, definite contender. But with this here,
Pink Friday, the
but them first three,
limited edition of the Pink Print
amazing.
Queen.
Love it.
Yes.
The Pink Print's a classic.
It is, man.
Hits, we got Starships and Super Bass.
Wow.
Super Bass, I can't believe isn't bigger.
Honestly,
Certified
dude.
Diamond, and it should be more than that.
Yep.
What's next?
I don't know.
Super
What
Diamond?
is after Diamond?
Mithril.
What's that?
It's like an old RuneScape armor.
Oh,
It was blue and it was very sought after.
Real.
oh, okay.
It's kind of like an ancient metal that was in maybe
Ooh, it
That's
could be
sick.
certified chocolate.
They should go titanium.
Very sought after. People.
It's like certified titanium, bro.
Yeah.
Their notable features of the decade are Monster with Kanye West,
Amazing.
Motorsport by the Migos, and Fifi with 6ix9ine.
Monster might be the most notable feature of the decade. Period.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah, literally. Like
It is.
Bobby Brown rapped that on Jimmy Fallon.
Yep.
Up in that monster automobile.
Okay, we don't need to. We don't need to. I didn't need to remember that happened. But it's one of the features of all time, to be honest. Some people consider it to still be her best work. I don't think it is. I think she has topped it in certain ways on other tracks, but she definitely was rapping like she had something to prove on that feature, and she proved it
Whatever.
for
She's
sure.
married to Bon Jovi's kid.
That's what I'm saying. She's lit. It's kind of like Millie's
no,
year.
I don't
Millie's
think so. Yeah, I don't
Is
think
Millie
so.
up right now?
Next, J. Cole.
Jermaine.
He's 38 and he's from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Definitely up there.
What a beautiful
I feel like I can't put him up there though because of like influence. Because let's be honest, bro, who can do what J. Cole does? No one. So I feel like he can't really go up there because of influence. But catalog, acclaim, he's definitely a contender
Ever been there?
No.
for sure.
You want to go?
No.
Okay. The albums J. Cole released during the decade are Cole World, The Sideline Story, Born Sinner, 2014 Forest Hills Drive, For Your Eyes Only, and KOD.
Yeah, he sure did. 2014 Forest Hills Drive, the only one I would consider a classic there, but I know J. Cole fans are rabid, and they probably think all of them are classics.
I'd say 2014 Forest Hills Drive for sure, and For Your Eyes Only is approaching classic status. It definitely is. I don't think it's there yet, but, you know, if we let it sit for a little bit longer, revisit it a few more times, I think it, you know,
Came around a little.
I enjoy that album a lot.
For Your Eyes Only is like a pretty beautiful concept of an album and like really well executed. And I know Born Sinner's got some classics.
It definitely does.
But yeah, I got respect for Jermaine.
I think J. Cole
sure.
is a great rapper. It's just not really for me. And so I feel like people think we hate him, but it's really just like, not everything he does is for me, but I think he's a fantastic rapper.
That's fair.
That's really
I respect that take.
Thanks for clearing that up for everyone.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, your hands are really soft.
Nice.
Thanks, man. No Role Models and Middle Child, two biggest hits.
Nice.
Great songs. No Role Models continues to be like, that has like some record. It's been in like Hot 100 for a million years or something. A million years, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy, bro.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I think before he released it, it was on there. Have you ever seen the music video for Wet Dreams by J. Cole?
No.
It's two dogs kind of like flirting. Like real footage of dogs flirting and like licking bones and stuff. It's weird. It's
It
like
is.
one of those kind of like a, what's it called?
Metaphor.
No. Allegory?
There you go.
Yeah, it's an allegory. Either way, it has 221 million views.
Did you see the dogs have sex at the end?
I didn't get all the way to the end.
They don't. I think the camera cuts before they get that far.
I was grossed out.
Yeah, it's a little
You know
odd.
how people say doggy style is like, you know, you're picturing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine like when actual dogs have sex, if that's how you did doggy style. Like you're arched over the top.
Mm.
Kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, when dogs have sex, it's like the male is arched over the top. It's not like the girl's arched.
Yeah, no.
Mm.
Like a dog
it's
isn't hitting
definitely-
it like this. The dog is hitting it.
And I think that's why people have changed the name and should continue to just fully reference it as backshots because it's, you know, it's a little it's just weird
Imagine if you were doing that.
to like
it's-
reference animals.
Crazy. It's definitely not like that for humans.
Yeah.
Right?
J. Cole's biggest features of the decade are the Jodeci freestyle with Drake,
Oh yeah.
Planes with Jeremiah.
Oh man, Planes is crazy.
With 21 Savage.
And that
Great
one
features.
has a lot of streams.
Sure does.
Next. Now we got Kanye West, 46 years old.
Look, man, I really look, bro. Y'all know, bro. Y'all know. I don't even need to get into it, but I feel like we can't count Ye here, man. His debut dropped in 04, bro. He's a mid 2000s Mount Rushmore, up there with you know, T-Pain. I'd say Jeezy. You know, like that's that's like 2000s Mount Rushmore. But 2010s, I can't put Ye up there, man. Yeah, he has had some crazy moments in 2010. Like the majority of his career has been in the 2010s, but with the stuff that he put out in the 2000s, like early 2000s, bro, I can't put him up here, man. I just can't.
Illinois?
I get it though.
You thought Kanye was 60 years old?
I just kind of that.
Born in
Some of the
Atlanta.
albums he released, actually all the albums he released in the decade. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Watch the Throne, Yeezus, The Life of Pablo, Yay, Kids See Ghosts, and Jesus is King.
I
album.
understand people's criticism of this decade of Kanye, but there is an argument to be made that he has more perfect albums in the 2010s than in the 2000s.
Agreed.
He could have just made Yeezus, and it's better than most artists.
Yep.
There's an argument to be made there.
Agreed.
That's all I'm saying, and I have more to say about Kanye later. It's an interesting decade for Kanye.
For sure.
It has his worst album of all time, for sure. But it also probably has his best.
And the worst
Fair.
Jesus is King. Yeah, I think most people agree with that.
Yeah. And that's not saying it's a bad album. It's just the worst. I'm like, you can't compare that to even Life of Pablo, which was kind of like supposed to be a gospel album, you know, which is why it starts off with Ultralight Beam. But like, you know,
Next hits, we got Paris, 1.2 billion streams, certified diamond.
crazy.
And Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. Is that
Yeah.
really his second biggest?
Yeah, man.
Decade?
Yeah.
It's
That's
hard.
surprising to me. 4 times platinum. I mean, that's probably my favorite Kanye song ever. Like ignoring like critical reception, just like my favorite to listen to.
Yeah.
Real.
Cheat code song.
It's right up there for me. And his notable features of the decade are Smuckers with Tyler the Creator, That Part with Schoolboy Q, and What Would Meek Do with Pusha T.
Yeah, and Smuckers also with Lil Wayne.
Yes.
One of my favorite songs of the decade.
I love
Real.
it.
Yeah, it's
great.
So cool. When that happened,
That's one song that I can confidently rap like the majority of every verse, word for word. Probably would only mess up 3 times. You know?
Like
Once per verse, I'd probably miss a line. That's it, though.
I love the line where he says, "Beggars can't be choosers, bitch. This ain't Chipotle."
That part.
yeah, I like that part too, man. Yeah.
What a weird feature.
Honestly, though, bro, as much as I love the Ye verse on that part, the Black Hippie remix with the extended Q verse,
Love that song.
too hard, bro.
Shout out. Well, no, actually,
Yeah,
Dotto. Shout out to Dotto instead.
Our next candidate for Mount Rushmore is Future.
Yep.
He's 39 years old and he's from Atlanta, Georgia. I feel like I'm on
Man, that's
the
crazy.
show.
Yeah, it feels like
Our next single is from Atlanta, Georgia.
who wants a piece of Future? By the way, if there are any reality TV networks watching us, we would love to host your next show. I would love to host. Your
I'd go on that.
To host the next show.
You want to? Let's host as a duo.
No,
Come on.
we can take turns.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I want to do the outdoorsy survival show, and you can do dating.
Okay.
Who's the Probst? I want to be him.
Jeff Probst.
No, the Survivor guy. Jeff Probst.
Jeff Probst.
I think that's Probst.
Oh. Albums released.
Okay,
This
wow,
is
that's
2 slides. Who cares?
a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of projects, dude. Way too many.
I will commend
Again, majority probably mixtapes, but we're not gonna get into it.
for never releasing a rock album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It seems like, wow, he's like Hendrix. He did so many albums. It kind of just got washed by the wayside.
That happened.
But he stuck to it. He kept rapping.
Yeah, thank
did.
God he didn't release a rock album.
I mean, to be honest though, that could have worked, bro. Cause look at Beautiful Thugger Girls, man. That could have worked, bro, with like some rock influence in there. It could have still been a rap album, but like just with like way less 808s. You know, maybe
Future's biggest hits of the decade: Mask Off and Low Life. No surprise there, really.
at all.
No big surprises there. Notable features: Ace Hood Bugatti.
Wow.
Crazy.
Woke up in a new Bugatti.
I mean, dude, one of the first songs that really made me turn up.
Like that.
No problem.
Also 3500 with Travis Scott and 2
Amazing.
Chainz and The Weeknd's All I Know. Next we got Young Thug, 32 years old from
Free
Atlanta,
slime.
Georgia.
A lot of albums here too.
A lot of albums, keep it moving. Biggest hits: Hot and The London.
The London.
Great.
Oh, Hot, it's weird. I don't even really think of Hot as his song. I
Yeah.
think of it as Gunna's song,
Right.
which is weird. And The
That's
London,
fair, I
Did
guess.
he even release that?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess he did.
It was him and Cole featuring Travis.
It's weird how, like, commercially, Young Thug's never been quite as big as he feels culturally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, he
It's
feels
weird.
So much more
It's even weirder that his debut album is so much fun. Like, what?
culturally relevant than the charts would show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The influence he's had on other artists is so immense.
It's insane.
You think it would reflect more.
You could name 30 artists that are on the charts now, you know, that entirely inspired by Thug.
commercially, and it really doesn't.
Yeah, like Lil Baby has done
And 40
probably
more that
double the
sort
numbers
of
that Young Thug
inspired
has
by
his
him.
entire career in a couple years. And also, like, Digits probably isn't even like 2 times platinum.
Literally.
That song is like so culturally important.
Yeah.
You know?
Certified
Notable
Hood classic.
features: T.I. About the Money, Travis Scott, Pick Up the Phone, which also ended up being his song.
Yeah.
And then Camila Cabello, Havana, which is, I believe, his only #1 ever.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
really an inescapable song of that.
It is.
I remember just being haunted by that tune. And I kind of look back
I liked it at first, but then I just heard it way too much, dude.
at it fondly, but during
It's
the time, it felt like I was possessed by a demon.
Right.
Real.
Well, you were possessed by a demon around that time that song came out.
Beelzebub.
What is that, the name of the demon?
Yeah, that's one
Oh.
of the sons of Satan.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I remember that from Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
There you go, pal.
That's crazy.
Next, we got Chief Keef, one that I
Sosa.
feel like gets brought up in this conversation, rightfully so. But also, if you're not paying that much attention to rap, it would feel like kind of an outsider pick.
Yeah.
He's only 28 years old from Chicago, Illinois. Feels like he's 40
Yep.
because he's been around for so long.
Literally.
We're not going to go through the albums he's released.
At
because
all.
it's a million.
Yes.
There's way too many projects, bro.
Biggest hits, Love
3
So Sad, Hate
slides.
Being Sober, naturally.
Yeah. Monster tracks. And notable features being Hold My Liquor, Kanye West, Nightcrawler, Travis Scott, and
It's the first Travis Scott song I heard, man, is wild.
Playboy Cardi. I mean, those are
Great feature, bro.
3 rockets right there.
3 of my favorite
Literally.
songs of the decade.
Yeah.
Fair.
Absolutely. Our next candidate is Jay-Z. He is 53.
Okay, dude. Nah. No, dude. No. I feel like Jay also could be on the 2000s bracket just because 90s, he only dropped, what, 2 albums? And that's like later 90s, like, you know, you can't really put him up there with Big and Wu-Tang, you know? So like 2000s bracket, I feel like he could fit in there, but 2010s, at that point, bro, that was post-death of Auto-Tune, man. Like, I don't know about that, bro.
Golden, he is from Brooklyn, New York.
Shout out BK.
Albums released, only 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Watch the Throne with Kanye West.
Like, those don't warrant
Trail with Justin Timberlake.
that status. For 2010s, no.
This is kind of like the Paul Pierce on the Wizards stage of Jay-Z's career.
Mm.
You're like, oh.
But 444 is better than any MJ moment on the Wizards.
I said Paul Pierce.
You said Paul Pierce, huh?
Yeah, Paul Pierce. So you forget. See what I mean?
The Wizards are that's where careers go to die.
Yep.
Yeah, and Magna Carta Holy Grail is low-key a masterpiece. I still
Real.
love that album.
Low-key
That's real.
masterpiece,
Yeah.
you just said. Huh. I agree with that. Most people don't. I do not.
Yeah, most people
I
would
don't.
not.
And I want to agree with you because I want to stand in solidarity with my co-host.
I
but-
appreciate that,
Yeah.
but if
What's your favorite song on Magna Carta Holy Grail, chat? I said chat even though I'm not live. I meant comments. I feel like for me, La Familia, that song, it's just something about it, bro.
to disagree, we will agree to disagree.
Thank you for saying that.
No problem, buddy.
Nice.
Biggest hits also Paris with Kanye West and No Church in the Wild with Kanye West.
Yeah.
And Frank Ocean.
Some songs.
And notable features.
Being Click with Kanye West, Pound Cake with Drake, and
Insane.
Drug Dealer's Anthem with Pusha T.
Honestly, a great feature run for him.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Cake.
Cake, got a pound cake. Next candidate, whoa, what's he doing here? We got
Nope.
Eminem.
2000s bracket. Nope. Get him out of here. Get him out of here, bro. Nope.
From Detroit, Michigan.
sir.
Which is where we are right now.
No one in their 50s should be in the 2010s bracket except for like maybe oh my, what's that one rapper's name that like just started rapping and he like, I think he's 49. He's not even 50 yet, bro. Hold on. What's his name? Ka. K.A. is Ka, right? He's like 48, bro. He's not even 50 yet. All that, no one in their 50s should be in the 2010s Mount Rushmore for rap, bro. I'm sorry. That's not happening, bro. That's not happening, bro.
Everybody loves that album.
Perfect.
Marshall Mathers LP2, better than the first one, a lot of people say. Better than those 2 I mentioned before.
Yikes.
And Kamikaze.
Wish he would have, you know what I mean? Wish he would have.
Oh man.
You can't say stuff like that.
You can't, man. You can't do
This
that.
on a different site.
I would prefer to put it on YouTube.
Let's just
We
put it
just
on a different
let's
site.
just do what we've been doing.
We could just put this on our own website and make people pay $5 just to watch it.
I don't think that's a good idea.
That's what Louis is doing.
Yeah, and we should take cues from a canceled comedian.
I'm just saying, seemingly, I keep buying them.
It works for him.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for us.
Hey, bro, they made it after the sale joke. I think they're fine.
I'm glad Eminem made the album Kamikaze. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better than some of the other albums up there.
Biggest songs of the decade. Love the Way You Lie and Rap God.
God, 2 amazing karaoke games. Specifically Rap God. No features. Drop the World with Lil
This is the only good feature.
I forgot about that song.
That song is so hard, bro.
Pick the world up, I'm gonna drop it on your fucking head. That's a crazy song. Best Friend with Yellow Wolf.
Love Yellow Wolf, personally.
Love you, Yellow Wolf. Yellow Wolf would be freaky, right? Kind of like a yellow lab. You should cook that up in a lab. Make a yellow wolf.
It sounded like you wanted to eat a dog there for a second.
I'm just saying, could be tasty. Walk on Water with Beyonce as
Yo.
well.
Yes.
What was Beyonce doing putting Eminem on?
Like, come on, dude. That doesn't make sense.
2010s though.
Yeah,
It's
she's
a
getting
weird.
Little late.
Weird.
Candidate is Travis Scott. He's a 32-year-old man
Okay.
from Houston, Texas.
Welcome to the show, Travis Scott. Albums released. You see them. Main ones being Rodeo, Birds in the Trap, and Astro World. He
Yes.
also did some
Yep.
collab albums. Huncho Jack with Quavo, and then he did Jack Boys, which was like him and the Jack Boys.
And we never got the rest of it. To this day, bro. To this day. We still ain't get the rest of Jack Boys, bro.
His biggest songs of the decade are Sicko Mode and Goosebumps, 2 of the tracks that really helped me learn how to turn up.
Why is it? His voice is weird.
Those are 2 of the formative tracks that taught me how to really turn up.
I get those every time.
Go easy, brother.
Heimlich.
I'm gonna shotgun a Twisted Tea.
Notable features.
Not a Twisted Tea.
Love Galore with SZA. I love that song. And Dark Knight Dummo with Trippie Redd.
I mean,
insane.
Run here.
Pretty good.
Honestly,
pretty good.
dude.
Travis Scott makes good music.
He does.
Our next candidate is Tyler, the Creator. He's
Riley with the Starbies.
from Hawthorne, California.
Albums released: Goblin, Wolf, Cherry Bomb, Flower Boy, and Igor. Also, the OF Tape Volume 2 lands in this decade.
Pretty great run there.
I mean, yeah, that's
Insane run.
undeniable. Specifically, Wolf, Flower Boy, and Igor in the same decade is pretty crazy.
It is.
Biggest hits:
Cherry Bomb's underrated.
Earthquake, great songs. Love them. Love them so much. There's only so much you can say. There's only so much you can say. But hey, all right.
The best features, notable features of the decade being Sasquatch with Earl Sweatshirt.
We gotta find a Sasquatch. We got
Telephone calls is great.
I want to capture a Sasquatch.
Telephone calls with
How do we have blurry pictures and videos?
with Frank Ocean.
We can't capture
And Jay-Z.
Sasquatch.
These three songs are so beautiful, and we love them very much. Isn't that right, Riley?
I think Telephone Calls is my favorite there.
Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Tyler, but we really got to catch a beast. Next, we got Pusha T, 46 years old from the Bronx.
Okay.
He has 3 albums within the decade. My Name is My Name. I love that album. Darkest Before Dawn, not my favorite. And Daytona, a 10 out of 10 classic in my opinion.
Yeah,
Real.
Daytona's
amazing.
Biggest hits.
Trouble on My Mind. If you know, you know.
You know. I knew.
Did you?
I knew all about it.
Okay.
Fair.
Some notable features of the decade.
Runaway, Kanye West, another very notable feature. Most notable of the decade, I would say. Feel the Love with Kids See Ghosts, and Palmolive. Before we get to the next one, do you mind if I squeeze in a one-liner here?
Please, do it.
Faced a few rocks because I wanted to feel the Rushmore. Sorry. I like to crack a joke every once in a while.
That was a good one. I'll snap for that.
35-year-old man from Harlem, New York.
It's A$AP Rocky.
Rihanna.
Correct.
I knew it. Albums released. Just 3. Long Live A$AP, At Long Last A$AP, and Testing.
3 albums.
3 albums.
I mean, Live Love A$AP 2011. It's a mixtape, but I mean, there's other mixtapes on here. I feel like Live Love A$AP should have made it.
And biggest hits, Praise the Lord and Fucking Problems.
Whoa.
Was I not supposed to say that?
Yeah, I mean, it just feels weird. I never really picture you as a sexual.
That's fine. Problems. Problems. Intercourse issues.
And some notable features of the decade are Shaba with A$AP Ferg, New Choppa with Playboy
Amazing.
Cardi, and Who Dat Boy, Tyler, the Creator.
Nice.
Yep. That's one thing about A$AP Rocky. He's really good looking.
Yeah.
If we did like a Mount Rushmore of handsome rappers, I mean,
Excuse me.
he'd be a lock. Along with Eminem. Joey Badass, 28 years old from Brooklyn, New York, also feels like he should be older.
To be
Why
honest.
is he younger than me?
He's my age.
Right.
We were born in the same hospital.
Crazy.
What the hell?
He released these albums during the decade: 1999, Summer Nights,
Insane.
Badass, and All American Badass.
Yeah, that's not badass. That's
Before the money.
It's actually pretty amazing that he was able to do that. But
Honestly.
Before the money and badass, like that just shows how clever he is.
And he was
Honestly,
in
bro.
Mr. Robot with Rami Malek.
Sure was. I'm almost done with that show. I'm on season 3. Getting there towards the end. Definitely one of my favorite characters, to be honest.
Picture of Rami Malek on the screen, maybe doing this.
Or just doing
Yo.
the classic.
Yeah, gritting his teeth. Five answer guy. Joey's biggest hits of the
That's
decade
funny.
are Devastated and Love Is Only a Feeling.
Just happened.
My favorites are Waves
Nice, man.
and Survival Tactics.
Yeah.
Man. Notable
For real.
features: A$AP Rocky's One Train, along with a lot of other people.
Yep.
Also, Glass Animals' song Lose Control, and
wild.
XXXTentacion's Infinity 888.
Yeah, the
Insane
Glass
duo.
Animals feature was really kind of the telltale sign that Joey was like ready to completely change. No, and he didn't really like manage to turn his back on everything, but he shifted for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
did a little
Devastated
bit.
was like a pop song.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was.
And then he was on TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now he's touring with like Men I Trust as like his backing band.
Yeah,
You know?
So
And that's
hard.
sweet.
I think it's kind of cool.
But it's very different.
Yeah,
he kind
it
of
is.
took like a little bit of a step to the left. I feel
Yeah.
like he's not as much a part of this conversation anymore
Yeah.
because he didn't like have his foot on people's necks the whole
Yeah.
He just kind of like tried different things out and ended up in a space where he's kind of like, he's his own thing.
Yeah, he's extremely artistic and creative, but definitely didn't like put an emphasis on being the best rapper alive.
No, like he's
Honestly.
never in the conversation of like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Unless you're the real hip hop head and they're from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi. He is 39 years old. He's actually from Shaker Heights.
Speaking of someone who thankfully didn't do a rock album in the decade, Kid Cudi's got a bunch of albums out here. The notable ones being, you know, Man on the Moon 2, The Legend of Mr. Rager, and
Indica.
Kids See Ghost.
Okay.
Also, Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying.
Yeah,
Which I think is
One of my personal favorite Kid Cudi albums. I can play that album more than anything else.
a very underrated album.
It is, dude.
But he also did Indicud
Indica's great. I love
and
Indica.
Speed and Bullet to Heaven.
Which is
A lot of people hate that album. I enjoyed some of the songs.
the most embarrassing projects I've ever heard.
I'm not even going to comment on it in case Kid Cudi is watching because I do like that guy. I like him, you know, but I don't like those albums. I'll just be honest. Let's be honest.
Thanks.
Hey, bro. That's how it be.
Cudster.
His biggest hits from the decade are Day and Night and Pursuit of Happiness.
Both of those are in Project X, I think. I think they're both in Project X, the movie, the soundtrack.
That's probably why they're so big.
I don't remember Day and Night being in it, but the remix of Pursuit of Happiness, yeah.
All from the beginning of the decade. Kid Cudi like had his biggest era, 2008, 2009.
Yes.
But definitely had a huge influence on the early 2010s and up to now because of Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Travis Scott's biggest influence being Kid Cudi. It definitely shifted something in rap. I feel like he is more of a part of the conversation of most influential rappers of the last 20 years.
Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, bro.
Rushmore of the decade.
I totally agree.
Notable features.
I feel like Kid Cudi could be like the Statue of Liberty of 2010, but I don't know about Mount Rushmore.
Chip, Ask About Me. Father Stretch My Hands Part 1 with Kanye, and Stop Trying to Be God with Travis Scott, Stevie Wonder, and James Blake.
An
Insane song, dude.
I feel like
Real.
Kid Cudi also, when he plays a small role, there's some magic to that.
Very much in a minimal role.
Yeah.
A texture thing
Yep.
or an atmosphere. He's amazing at doing that. But when
Real.
it comes to Kid Cudi's solo work, it has definitely strayed from the path a few times. Now we got 21 Savage,
That's fair.
31 years old from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
He's from the UK.
Yeah.
Albums released, we got the Slaughter tape, Slaughter King, Savage Mode, Without Warning. I Am is greater than.
Look, man, I've been playing 21 for a long time, bro, but I don't think Mount Rushmore, bro.
And did Savage Mode 2 come out in 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Without Warning, fantastic project.
That was, fun fact, that was the second album I reacted to, the first one being, oh my god, what's the name of the Reason album, bro? I think Small Beginnings or something like that.
Savage Mode 1, a classic.
This is a great album.
This is good, and I Am is greater than I
New
Was.
Beginnings?
It's pretty good. I think that it's just kind of like a new 21 Savage, so I don't consider it like a classic or anything,
Yeah.
but it's a good rap album,
Biggest hits of the decade are Bank
New Beginnings,
Account
yeah.
and A Lot.
which is ironic because you do not have a lot in your bank account. What do you mean?
If you asked a 5-year-old, it's more money than that fucking nerds ever seen. Fucking broke bitch. A person
Real.
from the 1600s. It's quite a bit.
How much money exactly do you have in your bank account right now?
$28.
$6.
$2,800. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not a lot. But
A person
again, if
from
you
the-
ask the dog or a hamster,
It really depends, bro.
probably is a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, because they don't have any.
Yeah.
Their own, at least. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or a homeless person with no hands who's begging for change. A war veteran who's blind and strung out on PTSD and all sorts of drugs. Sleeping
Yikes.
under a bridge. Yelling at people trying to stab old ladies to get their purse. You asked them
Yikes.
if I had a lot in my bank account? Yeah, it'd be quite a bit.
Okay.
It's
This
real.
country has failed many of Americans.
It's true.
True.
I'm lucky to have what I have in my bank account.
True.
That's a good way to look at it. I
That is a good way to look at
all the way
it.
there. That was
Yeah.
like, it got very graphic for
Yeah.
a second. Homelessness in America and all
How
that
we
stuff.
care
but-
for veterans.
Right, how we care.
Nah, for
veterans.
real.
There's tons of stuff we could.
Shout out the
talk
vets,
about.
bro.
I was not trying to do any of that. I was
Okay.
trying to do a simple wordplay thing.
Got it.
Clown you a little bit.
Oh, okay. A clown, too, doesn't make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's true.
They really don't.
Minimum
They really
wage, a lot
don't.
of clowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's unfortunate, bro.
I mean, they are
they're-
yards.
They're
Honestly.
skilled workers.
Stop.
They're not clowns.
Trying to do a little wordplay.
Clowns are skilled workers. They know how to juggle and make stuff out of balloons.
I had a clown
True.
make me a cock out of a balloon one time.
It's pretty easy. Yeah.
It is.
Awesome.
I said, hey, Happy. That was his name. Happy the Clown. So, could you make me a cock?
Didn't your mom date a clown for like a couple years while you were in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
He like drove his clown car over to the house.
Mhm.
He'd take you to the gas station in the clown car.
Yeah. He wasn't
That's
the one
hard.
who made me a cock, though. That was a different clown. At the Corn Fest.
Well,
Mm.
somebody named Happy who would be dating your mom.
Woo, really? You got her. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lisa. I love
Thank
you.
you. Notable feature of the decade by Gucci Mane, Sneakin' by Drake, and Rockstar by Post Malone.
One of the biggest songs of the decade,
Yep.
period,
Yeah.
is Rockstar by Post Malone.
And now he's a country star. He's singing with Waylon.
21 Savages?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
He moved to Nashville.
Really?
Yo,
That's weird.
You know,
that is
I
weird.
mean, it's kind of odd. Whatever.
country music's big, man.
It is big.
It is.
Kinda hits
I
on
don't know how,
all cylinders for a Mount Rushmore because he was
Yeah.
commercially successful. He was critically well received.
Influence is crazy.
And also a lot of impact. Just
Yep.
tons- He was ever present throughout the decade.
Yeah.
For sure.
Almost a lock for a lot of people's Mount Rushmores. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a lock.
That face would look good in granite. Kendrick Lamar kind of hits all those same boxes.
Yeah.
Sure
The
does.
only thing that you could say is that he wasn't around for the entire decade.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
those last couple years, his absence was noticeable.
It was.
After Damn.
It was.
So that's the only thing you could really say, but most of these Mount Rushmores, when people post them, will have 3 of the faces already there, and Kendrick is one of them.
Yeah.
And you're just
That's real.
Yep. Nicki Minaj,
No.
incredibly commercially successful,
No.
very impactful, but
Influence is high,
is
but
pretty absent from the
Yeah.
majority of people's Mount Rushmores from this decade.
I mean,
Yeah,
I think
I'm
absent
good.
for most of this decade as well.
Yeah, true.
She
To
was
be honest.
not dropping a ton.
Yeah.
And I think when she dropped, there was a lot of high impact stuff, but a lot of that stuff wasn't even fully rap.
Yeah.
wasn't
You know,
At all.
I think she's one of the best rappers of the decade for sure, but I think maybe misses a few marks when considering everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand her being on a lot of people's Mount Rushmores for,
For sure. J. Cole.
I get it, but I can't agree. Not even close.
Yelling for him to be on this Mount Rushmore. Definitely the peak of his powers.
Mm-hmm.
You get at least the one album that definitely crosses all the bounds for people. You know, like 2014 Forest Hills reached more people than just diehard J. Cole fans.
I understand
Yeah.
this might not be the popular pick for best Kanye decade, but in terms of Mount Rushmore, you kind of have to consider Kanye.
Yeah.
Because I think he just maxes out on influence and impact.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
Madison Square Garden for Life of Pablo.
Right.
Think about the
That is
guerrilla
crazy.
marketing for Yeezus.
Mm-hmm.
Even think about all of the stuff in the later era, like Ye. The rollout for Ye was massive.
Yeah.
Everybody went to Montana.
Yeah.
It was Wyoming.
It was Wyoming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy what he was able to do in a decade where people kind of saw his career as either floundering or changing. And he had so much controversy and was in the public eye for more negative than positive throughout.
Yeah.
But it's pretty undeniable how much impact he had in the 2010s.
That's a fair argument.
Probably.
I can't lie. That is a fair argument.
Like true collab album of just rapper and rapper.
Yeah.
Like Watch the Throne paves the way for What a Time to Be Alive.
And
Yeah.
for Her Loss.
Her Loss.
Yeah.
It's now the second most streamed collab album of all time. Now, Future dropped
Crazy.
a lot in this decade.
Yeah.
But I think what's most important is influence in like kind of a different way. You have to like flip influence to talk about Future because like,
Yeah.
really Future influenced Young Thug influenced everyone.
Yeah.
And Future continued alongside Young Thug to influence everyone. 2010 2019, Future was a part of every single year
Yeah.
Literally.
of music.
Yeah, I said
Literally.
jokingly, like, thanks for not making a rock album in the decade, but that emphasizes a greater point about Future to have this huge production or like just mass produce albums that do like stay true to himself. He has the output
Yeah.
that's almost equal to like Chief Keef, but on the stage of, you know, pretty much anyone else. short
Yeah.
of Kendrick and Drake and Kanye.
Yeah, I mean, commercially,
That's
very
real.
successful throughout all of it, and definitely stylistically super like self-aware.
Yeah.
Like knew what he was supposed to do and
Yep.
did it the whole time and paved the way and never like chased any small thing. It felt like it was always like straightforward and upward.
Yeah, authentic and standing on business.
Young Thug,
For sure.
like I just mentioned, influenced everyone, and I think broke a lot of boundaries.
Up there, man.
Like broke a glass ceiling of delivery in
Yeah.
rap music. Completely changed the way people were rapping.
And dressing.
Yeah.
But commercially, not as successful.
Not really,
There's an argument
which is
to be made
weird.
about impact too. I think like
For sure.
there were moments of impact and then moments where he was not as impactful, and he has a lot of albums that people think are just okay.
To his credit, there,
Yeah.
never afraid to like try something. That's like his role when I think
Yeah.
is like pushing boundaries, whether it's a miss or not.
Yeah, and he does have classics. I mean, Slime Season 3 is absolutely a classic.
I'm Up, Jeffrey.
6 a classic.
Yep.
And I also think that there's an argument to be made for like So Much Fun being kind of like a later era pop rap classic.
It's one of my
Chief Keef, absolutely, like Kanye, maxed out on influence.
Yeah.
His influence is like so much bigger than he is now.
yeah.
Literally.
Real music doesn't exist without Chief Keef.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
And his sound was just carried into so many different places. The energy he brought to things, I feel like it's a hard thing to argue that he is one of the most influential artists in rap, but in general as well.
Influence was almost so big.
Very true.
He had to like not like step aside, but like his previous persona will always kind of outshine the current him. You know what I mean? Like he exists kind of outside of what he created.
I think the only
That's real.
example we have that is not in this decade, it actually came out most recently, but is Fornem. That's the
Yeah.
first time I've seen him like, climb back to a place where people were really talking about it as a great body of work. I
Yeah.
know that he's coming out with like Almighty So too, but he never
Is he though? That album got pushed back like 4 times, bro. To be honest, at this point, that ain't even dropping, bro.
finally
That ain't even dropping, bro.
throughout this decade. But he almost didn't need to. It almost made him
Yeah.
more legendary that he didn't.
Yeah. Jay-Z was
Yeah.
kind of on the bubble of even being included in this conversation, but felt necessary because he's Jay-Z.
Yeah, he's Jay-Z. I don't know. He was barely around this decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucked up though. He had some big moments, but
I feel like again 2000s Mount Rushmore.
Ford.
yeah.
He eats Tom Ford instead of Molly.
Rocks Tom Ford.
Yeah.
He eats rocks.
Another team here, Eminem.
Commercially, you can't deny it.
You can.
He's also
Unfortunately.
insane. Numbers that would make you sick to your stomach.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. He was not in the conversation unless it was like, Eminem, just, is he not good anymore? That was
Yeah.
pretty much like, every
Yeah, that's the conversation. That's
It was
it.
him like doing the awfully hot coffee pot.
Nah. With Griselda in the background.
Yeah.
You know, Colin Kaepernick, dip, suck a dick, and yeah, I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
He was just doing his parking garage ciphers and making a splash by saying something controversial
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
and then releasing albums that pretty much everybody agreed were terrible, except for his army of millions of white rap fans
Yep.
on the internet. But shout out to Eminem, he's a legend, but I mean,
He
it's
is.
not his best decade. I don't even
At
think
all.
he would say it was his best decade.
I hope he
Travis
knows
Scott
it's not his
is a
best
real
decade.
contender.
Yeah, definitely going to be in the argument of a lot of people.
It's kind of like a perfect marriage of all the things we're talking about.
Low key.
Influence, absolutely.
Yep.
Impact, even more than influence.
Yeah.
Commercially, can't
Huge.
get much more successful
You can't.
than Travis Scott was in this decade. Also, kind of like concise in a way that a lot of other contenders are not.
Yeah.
He didn't drop a lot of things that people don't like.
That's true.
Yeah.
Say Huncho Jack or Jack Boys, but generally people like those.
Yeah.
They're just
Still.
not as critically acclaimed as his solo albums, which he went on a crazy run. It's hard to deny. I think the only argument that I can think of is that he was too influenced by Kid Cudi, A$AP Rocky, and Kanye,
Right.
3 other contenders here.
Tyler the Creator. When people like, there's going to be arguments made that I would just kind of make me, yeah. If this is your argument, I don't have a great one to argue against you. I mean, in terms of like pushing artistry and aesthetics to the forefront, like impact wise, Tyler is definitely up there with.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
despite him having a clear miss of an album in Cherry Bomb,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't like that album. It is kind of like an all-killer.
That is real though.
And I think it happens like in retrospect, you look back at the decade Tyler had and you're kind of like, whoa, that was pretty crazy, especially to see where he is now.
Yeah.
I feel like it took him getting to the Call Me If You Get Lost heights of arena tours and everything for me to realize what he was able to do in like not only pushing boundaries, but then like changing his image.
Yeah.
And definitely 100% changed the style and aesthetics of hip hop forever.
Yeah. The bookends here being
Low key.
Igor tell that story.
I don't really know if
Honestly.
should be considered for a Mount Rushmore for the 2010s. It's just kind of like
I personally wouldn't put any coke rap up here, especially if we gonna say push it. We can't leave out Freddie Gibbs, you know. So it's like, I don't know, man. I just don't think coke rap is for 2010s. I don't think it's as big, you know. At that time, like I feel like that's more of a 2000s thing. That's why I said Jeezy, you know, for that one. But I just don't think he fits here.
I mean, he's a fantastic rapper.
Honestly, he is.
He had some moments where it felt like you could ask yourself, like, is Pusha T like the best rapper alive?
Yeah.
Like, I totally get that. But I think if you look at all the other factors like impact, influence, commercial success, it's just nowhere near.
It's not hitting the marks, bro.
Talking about.
Yeah.
But if we were sitting here and saying the 4 best rappers alive, Mount Rushmore, it'd be a different conversation.
That's real.
Kind of feels like 3rd all NBA. Not in like the starting squad, but like he's one of the best. There's no doubt. He definitely brings something to the table that is unique and no one else can really offer. But yeah, as for checking all the other boxes, I totally agree.
Rocky, I kind of feel the same way as I do about like Kid Cudi, but without as much output.
Yeah.
Like he was kind of absent this decade, but he's so influential and is so important and beloved in rap music that you can't like not talk about him. But at the same time, not a fantastic decade.
No, kind of the Jordan Poole on this list, if I can keep doing basketball.
Keep doing Wizards players.
Got you. Yeah. Kyle Kuzma.
Right.
Beloved. Not on the all-star team.
Gilbert Arenas.
Real.
He is long retired, buddy.
I know, I was just saying, like, arenas. A$AP Rocky will still play arenas. Style. So that brings us to our Mount Rushmores.
Okay.
Now, we are going to have 2 different Mount Rushmores, and you're going to have your own Mount Rushmore,
And that's fine.
and you're going to comment that one. So why don't you go first? Who is on your Mount Rushmore?
I kind of chose the favorites. I think I have one on here that might surprise you.
Sure.
I got Drake. I have Kanye. I have Kendrick.
Okay.
And I have Future.
We
Okay.
have the exact same Mount Rushmore.
How?
With you.
That's crazy. They were supposed to have 2 different ones, man. Change your answer.
Like we could do a take.
That's great.
I just got Kid Cudi at all 4.
No, that's all right. We don't have to do that. All 4 doesn't make any sense.
What
for
if he's
Mount
watching
Rushmore.
though?
I mean, that'd be great if he's watching, but I don't.
He's watching.
I mean, Mount Rushmore
Just
is
ask
4
me-
different faces.
Ask me again. Who's on
That is true.
Beatles.
Go ahead.
Who's on your Mount Rushmore, Graydon?
So I went with like kind of the obvious ones, the big names. I think there's one on there that might surprise you. Kid Cudi. I have Kid Cudi. I chose Kid Cudi. And for my last one, it's Kid Cudi.
Whoa.
What?
That last one does surprise me a little bit. Yeah. Huh.
Riley, who's on your Mount Rushmore?
That's kind of crazy, bro.
Some weird picks. I went with Kid Cudi.
Whoa.
And then secondly, I was on the fence about this one, but I went with Kid Cudi. All right, now let's talk about why. It's pretty obvious why we picked Drake and Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kanye and Future are the 2 that you could toss around with like a Tyler or a Travis.
For sure.
You know?
Okay, that's fair.
I picked Kanye because of those things I said earlier, that Madison Square Garden, Yeezus, Watch the Throne, Yeezy.
Yeah.
Just the impact of style and everything.
Real.
Like, Kanye really reinvented himself in this decade.
Yes.
And it's almost like it's like a different person. Like
Yeah.
you look
That is true, though.
2000s and you have all these colorful.
That's the
effects.
old Kanye.
I can only think about Kanye wearing like earth tones, dark,
And
energy.
praising Jesus.
Yeah, bringing
Absolutely.
gospel rap into like a really dark space
Yeah.
with amazing production, building up these huge albums, having these huge events, all of these listening parties and stuff. Like all of that was absent from the 2000s Kanye.
Having children
Real.
with Kim Kardashian.
I mean,
Kinda
that was
crazy.
part of the 2000s.
No, hell no.
Definitely was not.
Go card.
It wasn't on my bucket list. And it's just catalog, influence, and just staying true to like, the style. I feel like
I can respect that Mount Rushmore, bro. I can.
but I think you don't have Young Thug without Future.
Yep.
And I think Future
That's a
had
fair point.
more of a solid run in the 2010s
Yeah.
than Young Thug did. Young Thug went on all these side missions. Future was like straight down the path and just kept building and building and building until there was a moment that I think a lot of people did this where it's like, sometimes I listen to Future and I think he's the best rapper alive.
Yeah.
Real.
He really has that. Young Thug has that for me too, but it's usually in more like outlandish moments. Future has it like consistently throughout albums. Future has classic
That's a fair point.
classic tapes, and just elevated himself to a level that I don't think a lot of people thought he would ever get to by doing just what Future does.
Yeah. And when he did
That's real.
seemingly take a side mission, like with Hendrix or something, it worked so well. And he still maintained like a sense of authenticity there that is like, it's like shocking to hear that palette around him in like a song like Fresh Air.
Yeah.
And he's like wailing, singing on it. But it
Fair.
still just keeps the attitude almost because of, you know, the catalog that comes before it. Like he's so serious.
Yeah, and I think like that just goes to show kind of like that connection between, you know, Atlanta trap music and like R&B. To now having a song like "Wait for You," which is like his biggest hit ever. Maybe it's gonna be like bigger than Max.
Yeah,
it felt like so.
It definitely will be.
That's really what it is. It just felt everything for Future felt so natural, and that's why I had to pick him here. I feel like it only makes sense to have Future up on that Mount Rushmore. Drake and Kendrick.
That's a fair point.
Talk about.
No one does, bro.
Kendrick. A lot of people think he's the best rapper alive.
That's real.
A decade that would make one think that.
I'm glad we had the same Mount Rushmore.
I'm glad we had the same Mount Rushmore.
I'm surprised.
But did we? I'm talking to you.
Nah.
Have the same Mount Rushmore. Comment your Mount Rushmore down below, and also
I think at this point, I'm sticking with what I said at the beginning.
What you'd like us to make a Mount
and
Rushmore.
I definitely hear their points and I feel them. But me personally, I'm sticking with what I said at first, man.
Or next,
to be honest,
SoundCloud rap Mount Rushmore.
Ooh.
We could do a fast food restaurants Mount Rushmore. We could do a
fast food restaurants Mount Rushmore for sure. That could be cool. The SoundCloud one, that could be cool too, but I feel like I'm more interested in fast food Mount Rushmore.
Confused.
Mountains. I'm not really into mountains like that. It being in the only state without any. I believe it's the only state without any. Pretty sure. You know, like I just can't really relate. So yeah.
And also comment down below if you visited this nation's beautiful monument that is Mount Rushmore.
Have not.
Dakota.
I definitely have not.
And also, we've got new merch on copes.shop/HiveMind. Go check that out. And also, like the video, subscribe. And if you like these new green wall videos, let us know in the comments.
Green wall is cool.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Definitely a fan of the green wall, man. Can't lie. Like I said,
Starbucks mid-show?
Pumpkin spice is back.
I don't understand what's going on. Like, why is there a Starbucks boycott? I never really understand why any of these places get boycotted because people still go quietly. Like, they act for the internet or like for the media that they're, you know, against a certain places. Bro, you're still going to Chick-fil-A. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you hate gay people, but you're still eating up those waffle fries. I know you are. And guess what, bro? I can't blame you. They're very delicious. But like, don't act like, you feel me? But like, in general, I'm not saying the HIVEMIND's doing that. I'm just saying in general. But like, what's the cause? What did they do that's making people, you know? Like, what's up with that, bro? Because I feel like one day just everyone was just against Starbucks. And I feel like it was like something else too, not even related to like coffee or anything. I don't know, man.
Folks,
it seems kind of fucked up with all the union busting going on.
I don't care who's busting. I'm drinking Starbucks. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm not like promoting them or anything.
What? Yeah, you are. You're giving them free promo.
Give me a koozie. Give us one of our branded koozies.
A branded koozie?
We don't have HiveMind branded koozies, but we do have a HiveMind merch on Copes.
They do need some koozies, man.
Link to description.
To be honest, next drop.
Me in it like I was his fucking kid or something.
A frog shirt that I designed. And a hat. We're both wearing the hats, but we got a bunch of stuff up there, and it's available now.
So is pumpkin spice at Starbucks.
But yeah, man, I don't know what's up with that boycott, bro. I don't get it, especially for people to just turn around and be okay with it. Probably 4 months or less from now, no one's gonna be mad at Starbucks anymore. Like I just don't understand it, bro. I don't get it, but you know, maybe I'm just too ignorant to the topic. I'm not sure what's going on. I haven't been to a Starbucks in a good 4.5, 5 years, you know, so it doesn't mean anything to me anyways.